Hey, the next test is coming up, and today it's about the Butterfly Dignics 09C rubber. This rubber is really something special for me, not only because I play it myself on forehand and backhand side, but I have significantly helped to the development. I would even say that I pushed my supplier Butterfly to develop such a rubber. For years I've been looking around, checking the Chinese players who have always played very grippy rubbers. But the credo of most other Japanese and also the German manufacturers was mostly about speed and catapult effect. But I felt in many situations that you have a lot of advantages with extremely grippy rubbers, even if they weren't that fast. Therefore I have worked nearly 5 years testing out rubbers with the research and development department of Butterfly. I often flown to Japan to test some samples, or they were sent to me here in Höchst. My feedback then would be implemented each time until I finally said, we are ready now, this rubber is great and we can produce it now for the mass market. I have never been so closely involved in a product. Sure, as a contract player you are often sent some test rubbers, but never has a Butterfly rubber been so different from the rest. I am really a bit proud of the result, especially because this rubber works also without boosting, which was considered nearly impossible with such sticky rubbers, and therefore it was always a no-go for me. Okay, so let's go to the characteristics of this rubber. Let's move on to the good old speed test. I know it's not the fastest rubber, but let's see what I can get out of it. Well, it doesn't come close to the fastest racket I tested last time, but you can score points with it. It's a really crisp topspin that's also not easy to block. If you have a good distance to the table and stand well to the ball, the rubber is definitely fast enough. The trajectory is really extreme. The ball flies a very high arc, so the ball often lands on the baseline of the opponent. In addition, you can be a bit late sometimes, and then the ball still gets a good length. Even if you are close to the table, this high trajectory has many advantages and is very pleasant to play. The contact length is also one of the great strengths of the rubber. You simply feel the ball incredibly well. You have even the feeling that you sometimes get a second to think and adjust the racket angle. In the bounce test, you can feel it not only subjectively, in the bounce test, you can feel it not only subjectively, but due to the high stickiness of the rubber, the ball stays very fast. The extreme grip of the rubber helps a lot with the serve. On the one hand, you have a good control to get a short serve, but you can also generate a lot of spin. For fast long serves without spin, which means only pressed, it's not that easy. So I recommend you to add a little bit of kick or cut in general. The rubber has advantages and disadvantages when returning. Due to the long contact time, you actually have a good feeling to make short returns. But however, it is not easy to keep the ball flat on overspin serves or totally no spin serves. Yeah, you have to get used to it and force yourself to close the racket angle a bit more. On half long serves, this characteristic is again an advantage because you can get over the table well and pull the ball forward. The Dignics 09C is made for difficult balls. Also extreme situations when you are not optimal to the ball. When you are too late, then you can still play great topspins and get out of these tricky situations. But you can put a lot of pressure close to the table without losing control or taking too much risk. The grip is just really fun. Topspin on downspin. I'm a little bit torn on that. I'm not the one who has to make the point directly with the first topspin. I like to prepare with good placement and good spin, but I don't find it easy to get straight to the point on downspins with the Dignics 09C. But you can already play good quality, as you can create a lot of rotation and play also good angles as well. The specialty of the Dignics 09C is for sure the counter topspin. Here the rubber becomes a real weapon. On the one hand, the rubber develops an enormous speed when counter spinning. This shot feels even much safer than with any other rubber I could try so far. It doesn't matter if it's hard counter topspin with a long movement, as with topspin, or close to the table drop kick. Getting active from passive play is really a big strength with this rubber. When blocking, there is only one way to control the Dignics 09C well. You have to go over the ball. Then you can block very safely and unpleasantly for the opponent. The hard pressing, as I like to do it as a kid, doesn't work with it. Then normally the ball goes usually over. Okay, let's summarize the strength again. As just mentioned, the counter topspin. It catapults out extremely quickly, but is still safe due to its grip. Half-long balls and shots where you actually are too late are excellent to save or play with still a high quality and a high trajectory. The long contact time generally gives you a very good feel for the ball and also a better feeling on your serve to play short serves with a lot of rotation. I think the strengths clearly outweigh the weaknesses, but you also have to be aware of some things. The rubber is not the fastest, especially if you don't get any spin from your opponent to work with. On the short return, you have to get used to it because the ball leaves the racket very high. It's a different type of rubber and you just have to give yourself some time to adjust and for especially some characteristics. A comparison with other butterfly rubbers is difficult as it's the first of its kind. I would most likely compare it to a Chinese hurricane rubber. Here, of course, is the biggest difference that Dignics 09C you can play out of the box at a very high level. So no post-treatment is necessary. I don't think that works with the hurricane for sure. The hurricane is perhaps, we Germans say, a bit more toxic on topspin and counter topspin, but it's sometimes also harder to control. But as I said, the tuning requires almost a study for it, and it usually comes out a different result, and you can hardly use the rubber. With the Dignics 09C, every rubber is the same, and my general philosophy is consistency anyway. I think the rubber is suitable for any level. Beginners will benefit from the long contact length, and since they usually don't get so much pace and speed, they can also play back in a very controlled way. For beginners, I would recommend a very slow blade to go with it. Amateurs and pros will love the high grip to play really heavy balls, to generate a lot of rotation and just become more confident and safe. I play the rubber with my Timo Boll ALC blade, which really works great. But even faster blades like maybe the Primorac Carbon works quite well for those who find the rubber a bit too slow. I would not recommend this rubber to any defender who only plays pure defensive balls with the forehand, which I find a little bit difficult. But if you are more some kind of modern defender who defends with pimples on the backhand and counter throws with the forehand, or play a lot of counter topspins, then it's a quite good possibility also for these defenders. It's a special rubber, this Dignics 09C. I can highly recommend it to you, even if I would not be a butterfly contract player. This is just my honest opinion, and otherwise I wouldn't play it myself.